Our Dungeon Master tip of the podcast is...
Don't be it. Oh, that's the next one.
No, that's the next one.
That's the next one.
Well, technically, Dungeon Masters don't be a dick either, but apply templates to create new monsters. Now, let's be honest, in Dungeons & Dragons, in D&D, each monster has a unique set of features. This is pretty consistent throughout the flavor of monsters, I guess, or themes of monsters, right? Let me open this up here. Boop, boop. And so what that means is a good example would be zombies, right? They have undead fortitude, at least most of them do. Or a ghost is expected to be incorporeal and floating, right? With specific resistances and immunities. That's their thing, you know. You can easily identify these core traits and add them to any monster to create something fun and unique with little work. And the Monster Manual does give us an example with the Half Dragon, but I'd like to talk about one of the new dragons coming out in Fizbin's book. Let's talk about the Illithid, or the Elder Brain Dragon, or whatever it is. It's literally an Illithid dragon, and it's terrifying and the thing of nightmares. And I'm pretty sure it's just a dragon with a few of the Illithid traits. Like, that's a template they applied to it. And
oh no, you cracked the code.
you can write. He's like, oh my god, their secret's out. They've learned we've run out of ideas. And so you can do this as a dungeon master as well. I mentioned the half dragon template that comes in it. It's so a beast, a humanoid, a giant, and a monstrosity can become a half dragon. It keeps all its statistics except for it gains a few new features. So it's worth noting. You want to be careful of challenge rating, so to avoid recalculating the creature's challenge rating, apply the template only to a creature that meets the options prerequisites in certain conditions. You know, you don't want to give them powers and stuff that outscale the monsters, right? Yeah. Otherwise, you end up having to recalculate the CR, which for some DMs is out of their skill set, so you want to avoid that. But so in this case, we get senses. So the half dragon has blind sight to 10 feet and dark vision to 60 feet. So that's a feature that's going to apply to our new monster. So let's say kobold, for instance. That's too close to dragon. Let's pick something else, Justin. How about an orc, right? So we get an orc half dragon, right? Because half dragon, half something else, right? So now we give them an orc stat block, the blind sight and the dark vision. We give it resistance to a particular element. You roll for the dragon's element if you want, or pick one in this case. It's obviously going to now be able to speak Draconic, but we're going to give it a new feature. We're going to give it a breath weapon. So now its dragon half allows it to breathe this fiery death. And that's not something people are going to expect from an orc. But there's things you can do to kind of allude to that, right?
Yeah, but you might though if it's a orc half dragon, because scales.
Well, I was going to say, depending on how much of it is revealed, it having a scaled tail or scales around its armor or around its flesh may give that away. Maybe it's an orc, but it's got a little bit more of a long snout or something that gives away the fact that it's dragon. Maybe it's got big claws or you know, something along those lines. But the idea of having an elite squad of orcs that can breathe fire is just awesome. And you can do that with any combination of monsters. What are you giggling about?
That's a nice costume. It's not a costume.
Nothing but one comic. Dude, great Freddy Krueger cosplay. Dude, that's Deadpool. That's what he looks like.
So what do you guys think about this sort of tip in making variety in your monsters?
I like variety in monsters.
Oh, yeah.
You ever applied a template? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I mean, we did cover some supplements even just a few weeks ago that had additional templates on there, and we kind of did the point of like, hey, that's neat.
Yeah,
I've never applied a template. I want to try. I just use the table in the back of the DMG, and I just say, okay, this creature can only do max damage.
Yep.
This is their max damage, their HP, this is their CR. All right. And then maybe I'll give them a little feature or something.
Yep. And that's okay too. This is designed to give you some really good flavor too. And it is on my list of things to make. One of the things I want to do is I want to do an entire book of templates. I want to go through all the monster books and pull out the types that make specific types.
That would sell pretty good amongst the DMs.
I don't know that, but anyway, so I think that'll do it for our Dungeon Master Street, unless you guys got something else.
Swiggity swooty, I'm coming for that booty.
What?
I don't fucking know.
Jesus. All right, that'll do it for our Dungeon Master tip. Apply templates to create new and creative monsters.